Before I even start today's train journey, I've got to catch another train in the complete opposite direction. And technically I guess I don't need to catch this train, but you'll see in a moment why I am. Good morning from Montrose, folks. Now, I think it's fair to say that I like train journeys, but I'm not sure I like them this much, because today you're joining me on the UK's longest, all 13.5 hours of it, from here in Aberdeen down to Penzance. Now, this train will actually stop in my hometown of Montrose, but to do it right, I just had to come up to Aberdeen and do the full route end to end. I really like Aberdeen railway station because it's right next to the bus station and it's also attached to this big mall. Not that I like malls much, but it just means that I can get all the supplies I need before I board the train. And I have heard that onboard catering on this service is a bit limited, so I'd better go and pick up some stuff. Yes, I'm well stocked up. Okay, everything's looking good so far. The train's certainly running. It appears to be on time. We're just waiting for the platform now. Wow, there's a lot of stops on this service. Aye, the platform hasn't been announced yet, but it certainly appears to be my train sitting right there at platform 3. So there we go, my CrossCountry Voyager train. I've heard bad things about these, but I will board with an open mind. Now, it is 8:10 in the morning. When I get off this train again, it's going to be 10 PM. I actually wonder how many people are going all the way to Penzance. That'd be a really interesting stat to know, wouldn't it? I hope it's not just me. Although of course I wanted to travel first class on a journey this long, unfortunately this is not my carriage. I just couldn't afford it. In fact, I even went with a split ticket and that still cost about 200 quid, which is fair enough I suppose for the journey this long. And I imagine I'm going to be not sitting in my seat, I'm going to be all over the place. I've got plenty of time. Ah well, here goes nothing. One small step for Steve. Well, first impressions, the seats don't look that comfy for a journey of this length. My seat is right next to someone, so I'm just going to go to another carriage and see what it's like because it doesn't appear to be over busy. Oh, we're underway and that's first class behind me. I've got no access to there of course, but we'll try and sneak in for a look at some point during the journey. We've got 13.5 hours to do it, haven't we? Time to take a look at my home for the rest of the day, and with the train so quiet I nabbed a seat with extra legroom for my dodgy knees. And while you get a handy socket which I'll be making good use of, there's not really much more to talk about. The seats in the carriages were probably a bit cleaner than they look here on camera, just very old, with remnants of a long gone entertainment system. Yeah, everything on board, especially here in standard class, is a wee bit basic, and I'm afraid to say a bit worse for wear as well, but the main thing is that the train stays quiet, but I think that's wishful thinking, isn't it? top tip, try and grab yourself a Greg's bacon roll. It's probably going to be better than the ones you get on board. I did notice a free Wi-Fi sign, but however many times I tried to connect, I hit the same error message. Now I'm not sure if this was just me doing it wrong, but I certainly didn't have any Wi-Fi for the entire length of the journey. Ideally I wanted to be seated on the other side because you get the nice coastal views, but there's a big hard sun out there this morning. The wee trolley service has just gone through the carriage, and that's serving things like hot and cold drinks, sandwiches, snacks. But I would have thought on a journey of this length that they might have had a dedicated buffet car, but maybe that's a bit much to ask. Now I'm back in the vestibule at the moment because we're about to arrive in Montrose, and that's where today's journey started about 2.5 hours ago. But to be honest, I would have felt like a fraud if I hadn't started this in Aberdeen, so it's not too bad. So you can see the cross-country route here where we follow the East Coast main line down as far as York, and then we cut across towards Bristol, and then right to the end of the line at Penzance. Here we are in Montrose, home.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's on the approach to Montrose. Montrose next stop on a few months.
So that's my biggest bit of excitement for today, but we'll stay on board, I think. We're now about 2 hours into the journey and crossing the famous Forth Bridge, next stop Edinburgh. I'd be lying if I said the seats have been comfortable so far, but it's been alright, and that's us almost 11 of 39 stops. I've lost count already.
If you have a seat reservation, this should be displayed on the electronic display screen on the luggage racks above the seats. Toilets, safety information and litter bins are available in the areas between the carriages.
The conductor's just gone that way, so this is my chance to sneak into first class, isn't it? Nah, it's really busy. I'm not going to be that YouTube idiot that just goes in and starts filming when there's people enjoying their first class service. Maybe later. But while we're out here, I know I don't normally do toilet reviews, but this is a train video, so let's do one. And there we go, it's quite a big toilet. You could quite literally swing a cat in here. It's an accessible one, it's fairly clean. I'm glad I've come into this early in the journey, put it that way. You've got all your kind of baby change, sink with, and a toilet. Yeah, what more do you need? I think there's a reason why I don't do toilet reviews though, eh? There are some good long stops at some of the stations, and although I wasn't brave enough to go for a wander, it's nice to be able to get some fresh air before the doors close on you again. We're now about 5.5 hours into the journey, so I just went for a wander through the carriages to stretch the legs a bit. It's nice being able to do that in a train, isn't it? Now, how can I update you since the last time we spoke? Well, I had a nap, I woke up about Newcastle, had a second breakfast, then the conductor checked my ticket and he was amazed that I was going end to end all the way from Aberdeen to Penzance. So clearly not too many people do that. But yeah, we've just left York and this is where we'll split off from the East Coast Main Line, head down towards Leeds and then eventually on to Birmingham, Bristol and Penzance. But yeah, I'm nowhere near being able to say that we're even halfway yet, so it's going to be a long day. One wee tip for you if you're getting this train, make sure you download plenty on your device to watch, because the Wi-Fi hasn't worked yet, and also trying to get a 4G signal, it's almost non-existent so far, which is quite surprising going through the centre of the UK. I'm not sure why, maybe just being on a train I guess. Oh, and we saw a steam train. It whizzed past just after Berwick, although it was so fast it was over before I could get any video, I'm sorry.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome passengers who join us at Leeds. We'll be calling at Wakefield, Westgate, Sheffield, Derby, Burton-on-Trent, Birmingham New Street, Cheltenham Spa, Bristol Parkway, Bristol Temple Meads, Staunton, Tiverton Parkway, Exeter St Davis, Newton Abbot, Totnes, Plymouth, Liscard, Bromley Parkway, St Austell, Truro, Redruth, St Earth, and due to arrive at Penzance at 21:35 this evening. kilometres when leaving the train.
Alright folks, we're somewhere between Taunton and Exeter now, which feels very far south to me. Those names tell me that we're getting near the coast. Sorry there's not really been an update for a while. Between around Derby to around Bristol, the train was just packed and I was squeezed into my seat. But at the same time, there seems to be quite good air conditioning on board, so it didn't ever get too hot, which was nice. So yeah, so far, and that is like almost 6:30, we're on time. And it's been a fairly comfortable journey, I've got to admit it.
It's one for Barnstable 1922 platform, number 3. Leave the station, have your tickets out. Also like to point out that having to undertake stock-taking duties, the catering on this service will cease in approximately 20 minutes' time upon departure from Newton Abbot. Anybody travelling into Cornwall, this will be your last opportunity.
Newton Abbot, not far to go now. I keep saying that, but I think it's getting true now. Oh. See you later. Oh, I just met a subscriber there. We're in Plymouth. This is a place I really want to come to. It's a city packed with maritime history. I've not been here since I was about 14, and all I'm seeing is the railway station. This is torture. Stop number 39, and it's a small one, St Earth I think it's called. One stop to go, about 9 minutes to Penzance, folks. This is actually quite exciting, I'm not going to lie, it almost feels like an achievement. But all I've achieved is to sit down all day, so maybe not, eh? So there we go folks, stop number 40, bang on time. I guess this must be Penzance. We've done it! And it was all thanks to this big fella, eh?
Showing it up as 1 minute early.
Oh, really?
Yeah. There you go.
Oh, there we go. 1 minute early. How about that? All the way from Aberdeen. Now that should be the stress over, but oh no, I've got about 4 minutes before my hotel check-in closes, so we can't be missing that, can we? I don't even know how to get out of here. No, this is definitely the wrong way.
Service to London Paddington.
In fact, what was I worried about? There it is, right there, next to the station. I chose well, didn't I? So there we go, I've made it to my room, which is in a hotel directly across the road from the railway station. Just as well, because I was in a rush to get checked in there. Sorry I didn't record any of that. But today's video was all about the train journey, the longest train journey in the UK. It wasn't about scenery or some fancy train, it was all about the challenge. And my challenge now is to try and get all these video clips into some kind of semi-interesting video, which you will have seen already. So let me know what you thought of it in the comments, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.
Past the point of no return, baby, on the summer night. A shot of love and a spark of love to breathe. The stars align and the month times night burn like a dried out leaf. Are we leaving on the next train beat?